Hey guys, I'm Brittany Stevenson. I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor at the Community Service Council of Northern Will County, and I'm here to help spread gratitude, help you recognize some signs and symptoms of common struggles that we have been seeing during this time, and help you cope with those, and then also to give you an activity to do for the week just to help with boredom and get us feeling a little bit better during this crisis. Today, I'd really like to give thanks for everyone who's coming together and using their creative energy to just make things a little bit better for everyone. I've seen people wearing or making masks and either selling them or giving them to the hospitals. I have a friend who sent pizzas to the fire department. I know people who are organizing car parades for people's birthdays, doing Zoom trivia, karaoke. I even actually got my palm read on Skype last night. So there's a lot of things that you can do inside your home, and I know that everybody has special talents, and if we really think outside the box, we can help each other in different ways, things that normally we don't do. Maybe it's not part of our career, but it's just something that we're passionate about. I've seen people draw, I've seen people do all sorts of things, and it's really great to see everyone come together with their special uniqueness. Today, I am seeing a lot of people exhibit signs right now of post traumatic stress disorder, also known as PTSD. So, PTSD is a mental health condition that's triggered by a terrifying event. And unfortunately, I would say that what we're going through right now is pretty terrifying. So, we've been seeing a lot of people having extra amounts of fear, anxiety. What you'll find, some of the symptoms can be flashbacks, nightmares, not being able to get out of your head, like having recurring thoughts that just keep popping up, and usually also kind of unrealistic um, thoughts that just won't go away. And then it can also lead to hypervigilance, which is constantly being on guard for danger and feeling like you can be startled very easily. Another thing that can stem from this is an anxiety disorder called agoraphobia. So, agoraphobia is the fear of being in crowded spaces or sometimes even leaving your home. And I know right now we have kind of an invisible monster going on outside the door. So, feeling fearful of leaving your home is normal, but not being able to leave once restrictions sort of ease up, not being able to return to your normal life, that goes beyond that unrealistic or beyond that realistic expectation for you. So if you're finding yourself in constant fear, constant panic, unable to get over some of these thoughts that crowd your mind, please call us at the CSC. Our phone number is 815-886-5000. We will be able to set you up with a skilled therapist to help you cope and figure out how to get over these fears so that you can return to your normal life and start feeling okay after all of this has occurred. Another issue that we've seen popping up is hoarding. So it doesn't seem that hoarding is happening in the general sense, where people are buying a lot of unnecessary items and keeping them in their homes, because right now only the essentials are available. But people are hoarding essential items, food and toiletries, and we are not seeing any realistic threat that our resources will not be replenished in this country. Grocery stores are working around the clock to keep the stock up and the shelves full of everything that we need. I know that Clorox wipes are a difficult one. You can find some recipes online to make your own at home out of paper towels. And I know that there are some stores that don't get hit as much as others, like office supply stores are a good place to go if you're looking for toiletries that you can't find at the grocery store. Actually, I heard that, Target's been pretty good about restocking. And I know that there are some grocery stores that get restocked on certain days. So I know that there are people that are waiting for those specific days to go early so that they can get the things that we need. But please just take what you need and leave the rest. We are all in this together, and we need to make sure that we are keeping available goods for people who need them. So, some of the ways that we can cope with this fear are breathing exercises, really deep breathing. Um, some of the breathing experts talk about taking that deep breath in down your throat, but then breathing again out of your chest, and then again from your diaphragm in your stomach. So you should feel that breath go completely through you in 3 different parts. You breathe it in through your mouth, then you take a big deep breath in your chest and in your stomach. So it should look something like this. So it kind of gets you that extra little breath of air that you need. Now, doing some deep breathing exercises and just making sure that you pull yourself into the present, get yourself grounded. I want to talk a little bit about grounding techniques as well because they can be really helpful during fear, times of fear. Grounding techniques bring us into the present. Oftentimes, our fear is about the future. Anxiety tends to be based in the future. We are going through those what ifs. So, grounding techniques can include one of my favorites actually is like a 5 senses grounding technique. So, what you do is you look around you and you find 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can smell, 3 things that you can touch, 2 things that you can taste, and 1 thing that you can hear. Um, Actually, it's 2 things you can hear and 1 thing that you can taste. But they they don't have to be anything extravagant. Right now, I see a picture of me and my sister. I see my television. One thing that you can do to make it a little bit more grounding is you can describe them. So I see my television. It has the glare from the window next to me. I can see my plant in the reflection. I can see myself in the reflection. I see the computer, the little apple for my Apple product on the back of my computer in the reflection. So what you want to do is you really want to bring yourself into the here and now. Some other good things that you can do are distraction techniques. I know that we did talk about some of this in the anxiety video, so if you want to refer to the anxiety video for some of this as well, it would probably be really helpful. But distraction techniques include things like counting by sevens, finding everything green in the room, finding everything square in the room. Those types of things coupled with that deep breathing, it's kind of like a meditation. I believe in one of the other videos, I actually also talked about shower meditation, where you kind of focus on the water and you let it run off your body. There's also another thing called muscle relaxation progression. So, what you do is you tighten the muscles in your face and then you let them go. You tighten the muscles in your shoulders and then you let it go. You tighten the muscles in your arms and then you let them go. And you go through every part of your body all the way down to your toes just to make sure that your body, wherever it might be holding tension, is no longer holding tension. So you can kind of allow your whole body to relax, because oftentimes we don't even know that we're holding some tension, maybe in our shoulders or in our back or in our legs, where sometimes even in our jaw, where we're just not noticing that the fear or anxiety or stress of the day is just kind of built up. So it's a nice way to squeeze your muscles and then let them go so that you know that you've let it go. Another thing that can help during this full-fledged crisis panic time is the constant negative news that we are putting in our body and our brain. If you have the news running 24/7, stop. It's the same thing. It's happening on repeat all day. We can't even get away from it. Set aside some specific time for you to ingest some of this news and then put on something else. So if you want to take a half an hour in the morning just to kind of catch up on what's happened overnight, and then a half an hour at night to get the news on what's gone on today, that's enough. You don't need to be filling your whole day with how many deaths, how many people have contracted this disease. That's not going to help you. It will help you to know what's going on around you for a short period of time. It doesn't have to be on a loop. So, my activity for you guys this week is pretty cool. It also relates to this. Um, First, I just want to tell you, check out John Krasinski's Some Good News. You can find it on YouTube. I think it's also on TikTok. No, maybe. I'm not sure. Facebook maybe, but I'm old. Just go to YouTube. But he is doing a news program that is all based on good news. So it's not talking about the virus. It's going to fill us with some positivity and joy and happiness so that you can feel good about what's going on around you in the world today. To play off of that, I also wanted to give you an activity. For short, it's called a rack. It's considered a random act of kindness. So please go do some of those. Create your own good news. Some examples might be things like placing $1 or $2 on the outside of a red box with some tape so that people can go inside and buy snacks after they get a movie. It might be leaving a gift on a friend's doorstep, or filling up the meter for somebody that's, if you live downtown and somebody's outside the grocery store, or really just, writing somebody a letter and telling them how much you appreciate them. It's time for us to come together and do some random acts of kindness. So that's all the time I have for you guys today. Once again, from the CSC family to yours, please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay inside.